Hello everybody and welcome back to Studio Ultra. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Rubies Robocop costume. So let's do this. Now here I have the Robocop costume in its packaging. This is actually a very new costume. I'm wondering if it's because of the release of the new game that is coming out. It doesn't look half bad. It's got all the printed pieces, and of course I'm a medium, so there you go. And it's a deluxe costume, so it comes with the gloves and the little helmet mask thing. Robocop right here. I also like that Robocop is down here. The packaging is actually pretty good. It's different than what I expect, but it's got some nice little detail to it. As you can see on the back of the bag is a little sneak preview of the chest piece. Doesn't look bad. This is actually some really good printing work. Usually when Rubies does, like, you know, printing on anything, it kind of looks tacky or weird. This one actually does not look that bad. It actually has the shadows in the right place, I believe. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this out. There's a separate bag in here with the mask and the gloves, as you can see. Alright, kind of pulling the cardboard insert out. There we go. Alright, so here I have the costume out of the packaging and on a hanger, and I must say, this really surprised me. It's kind of interesting how certain designs were implemented into making this costume, and let's just go ahead and go over those details. Now, first and foremost, we have this nice chest piece right here, which is made of a thick foam, which adds more dimension to the costume, and it makes it look a lot more, I don't know, realistic. It doesn't, of course, it's a Halloween costume. It's not going to be like a replica costume or a cosplay or whatever. It's going to have, you know, it's just its Halloween costuminess to it. But besides that, what you get is absolutely amazing, especially for Halloween costuming, especially for any kind of costume that is like this. It seems like most of them aren't too realistic. However, this one's really, like, close. But so far, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like an illusion in a way. We got this thick foam piece here, and it's permanently attached to here, which is nice. It's not Velcro. It also has some more kind of this puffy material to give this part more dimension and depth. Also, there's some more foam stuff to make the shoulders a bit more broad, because there's some stuffing underneath as well, and to make it look more armor-like, which I think is really cool. However, when it comes to these things with the thin foam on both sides, the foam can get crushed in the packaging, and that is a really big con, because then you got all these ugly wrinkles. Besides that, yes, it gives the illusion of armor, and also this piece, I don't know if you can tell, you can't really see anything, but it does in fact have a little ring, a little thin foam ring around this area. Coming down, as you can see, it's starting to lose detail a bit because of the fact that it's armor first and foremost. It's not going to translate too well to fabric, and no armor will. I think they did a really good job, especially for $50, which is, you know, all costumes are becoming really steep in their prices, but I think this one's well worth it, especially with the details and certain things and designs implemented into it. At the bottom, however, they once again tried to give the illusion of armor with these kind of boot-like pieces. They are also made of the thin foam as these shoulder pads, and as you can see, they're very floppy. However, they're a lot more structurally sound when you put them on, I'm sure. But as you can tell, the whole problem is the fact that once put in packaging, these boots will crumple up, and then when you try to retain their shape, they look, well, awfully wrinkled. Other than that, you can see it's very thin, as most costume material is. For $50, I think they should make the material a bit more expensive, or up to that price, but like I said, in today's economy, it's a little iffy. So on the back, you can see it's just flat. There's no armor piece. I wish there was. It would have looked amazing. However, it does have this collar piece right here. But anyway, besides that, you can see on the back there's also a kind of a stretchy band elastic to fit the wearer, which is great. That is absolutely awesome. The design choices implemented into this are absolutely great. Because then, of course, how Robocop's waist is a lot smaller than the chest unit to give it the whole proportions to make it look a bit more bulkier. These are just the legs on the back here. It's gonna take a lot to make me look bulky. So here is the mask. As you can see, the front piece is made of the foam pieces of like the armor was on the whole bodysuit. However, the back and the chin are made out of the thin material, as I mentioned earlier, and there is no underhead detail. It just kind of goes all the way around. But you can see right there it says OCP. Now, the original one said OCP Police. This one just says OCP, so it's not going to be too crazily detailed. As you can see right here, it also has kind of this mesh visor. But what I don't like, and it kind of drives me crazy, is the fact that this is like not aligned up with this. If they could fix that, then maybe it'd look a little better, but it's kind of like, oh, I know it's a small nitpick, but it's crazy. When I was mentioning that the armor piece were not Velcro, this mask, this face part, is in fact Velcroed, and I will show you that it is in fact Velcroed right here. So it's just a little headstock now, or balaclava, and then you can see on the inside what kind of foam it is, and also how the vision is. Hello. Anyway, so also the suit comes with gloves, which is absolutely surprising. Most Rubies costumes do not come with gloves. They usually sell them separately. It's understandable for Batman because he has gauntlets, but for this, I think they thought, you know what, Robocop, you know, if he had like these hands, you know, it'd be weird. Here are the gloves. They're nice and shiny. They do the job. However, you know, of course, they're not like the highly detailed gloves of the original Peter Weller suit, but still, they are gloves, and I am happy they included gloves with it. Like I said, it is something that is very uncommon in Ruby's costumes. I'm trying to pick this up. But anyway, now that all that has been gone over, let's go ahead and put it on. Alright, so here's the Ruby's Robocop costume. Not bad at all, I must say. This is quite interesting on how it works. It is very comfortable. However, I can see myself with the amount of foam and stuffing going on getting a little hot. But it's going to be worn mostly in October anyway. So this is what it looks like. You can see if you put your posture in the right position, the bulk of it makes it look a little bit more realistic, and it looks very, very nice in this way. But of course, you know, you're going to have your imperfections because of course this is just a Ruby's Halloween costume. There is not going to be, you know, perfect replicas here and there. It is just for fun, but as you can tell, it looks very nice. It has a nice depth and dimension to it, great shading, a great look to it, and it's just a nice and satisfying costume. If you want to get yourself an Auto 9 prop to go with this would be great, or maybe Rubies will release one. I don't know, maybe they won't. You can see how it kind of wraps around, and it does the job of making my tiny frame a lot bulkier. And I think that is the main thing that is needed to be done because, like I said, Robocop is bulky, and that is how this translates to it. And I think it's really awesome. It's really nice. Vision is a little weird. You can see the mask a little up close. You can see it kind of looks odd, but it's not terrible. It's just a mask, and it's just for a Halloween costume mask. And this is one of the better masks that they've had that was included with any of their costumes. So yeah, I think it looks really good though, regardless of certain imperfections, and I highly recommend this. This thing kind of wants to go over my nose, but I have to continuously pull it down. It's just got to be an adjustment to make here, but whatever, it's fine. But yes, you can do your Robocop quotes. Dead or alive, you are coming with me. You know, that sort of thing, and I think it just really fits the costume. Your move, creep. You know, that sort of thing. What I also like about the mask is that it has this nice little chin detail. It is sewn to where it looks like that, however it kind of jets out a little down here. So I'm going to give you this little downward shot. I know it's a little weird and awkward, but it's just to show you the boot covers and how they work. I am wearing slippers underneath them, and so that way it gives it a bit more structure to its otherwise floppiness. It doesn't look too bad. It's, like I said, it's floppy, but it works. It gets the job done, and I think the additional shading helps with it. As you can tell, that little, I believe, piston piece is not there. That's of course because you can't really make that three-dimensional in a costume like this unless you were to make it just another flat foam piece, which I think would be a little too, I guess, ridiculous. It'd be a little too floppy and stuff. So yeah, but these are the boots. They don't look too bad, but yeah, they add more depth and dimension to it, and I am happy with them. Now, another thing I think is really cool about this costume in general is that you can take this off, as I showed you earlier, and boom, you have the whole faceplate is off. It's kind of like the movies where the faceplate is off, you know, Peter Weller, and I think it's very interesting because, of course, when you took the mask off, it didn't have the chin or anything. It just had like a bunch of exposed wires and stuff like that. This is a little bit more accurate, I must say. But as you can see, this is kind of what it looks like with it. It looks kind of interesting like this. But yes, I'm sure that you prefer it with the visor on. That's for sure. As you can see right here, I'm just going to give you a closer up look at the chest unit. Not bad at all. It also has some more armor cushioning down here, which I think is really awesome. They really went the extra mile with this one, and I think it looks really, really good. Now, talking about the price, like I said, $50. Now, I realized when I was saying that it was a little over the top for the thin material, I also forgot to include IP. It seems like anything that has been tied to any popular IP or franchise, like superheroes and movies and stuff like that, if it's attached to a certain character that's popular, the price is going to be a little higher. That adds to the price very significantly. Just look up a cardboard cutout of a random man, and the price will not be as expensive as a cardboard cutout of Captain America. It is quite crazy. So yes, overall I think this costume is really, really, really good, especially for a Rubies costume. Like I said, I get worried sometimes when Rubies releases something and then it's like, you know, it's super, super cheap. But I think this really lives up to the original Robocop. It has all the nice features to it, and I really, really enjoy wearing it. It's nice and comfy, and I can do this in it, you know. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. But yes, this is super, super cool. I think it feels great. Like I said, I just can't say enough good things about this costume. But like I said, there are also cons. But yeah, this is super awesome, and it feels absolutely nice, and I absolutely enjoy it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful in making your purchase of this new Rubies Robocop costume. I was certainly excited when I saw it come up because I just got into Robocop. And also, there was a release, I don't know if it's Rubies, I think it's some other costume company, but there was a release of a Xenomorph costume. And it's so weird. It's got like a bunch of foam bits on it, but it's not flat, they're like thick, so it might be a little awkward at first. And like the head is like a plush head. You should go and check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. The thing is $100, that's crazy. I think that it's super cool that these costumes are starting to come out because this is super, super cool to see Robocop and Xenomorphs in actual done justice well. Because I've seen other Robocop costumes and they do not look good, but this one looks really, really, really good. The Xenomorph one does not look too bad also. But yeah, it's cool to see that these characters are finally getting some costumes done, and some good ones at that. And I especially love what they did with this one. But anyways guys, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're doing alright, and you will see me in the next video. Goodbye.